Companies and governments can claim that they're requiring us to show them our IDs or take selfies for age verification purposes because they're putting systems in place to protect us, but it's never about protecting people, it's about controlling the people, and that is why I and many other individuals will never trust organizations that require us to do this. But now it's getting even worse because Marvel Rivals is going to automatically record all in-game voice chats to shield the community from toxic behavior when we, of course, know that other major companies like Microsoft do the same exact thing. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, over the past few years, we have seen a lot of companies implement systems like this because they claim they want to curb toxic behavior on their platforms, but really what they want to do is have another system in place in order to control us. Back in 2019, Microsoft started implementing systems like this on Xbox, and I haven't heard anything good coming from them, right? I haven't heard of any major situations that go, wow, you know what? I think I've changed my mind. I think these systems are really positive and really good because all they are really are control, but they have updated that system several times over the years, and now it looks like we're going to see basically every major company implementing this sort of feature. So this is an article from only a couple of days ago. It says season 3.5 of Marvel Rivals is scheduled to come out on Friday, August 8th. The season will bring Blade, a new duelist, along with a new map. NetEase will also release numerous hero changes and stricter punishments for players who quit in ranked matches. On top of this, the company will now record all in-game voice chats, which is a controversial decision. So we're talking about a Chinese company recording my voice chats. Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me and isn't going to sit well with a lot of people, that's for sure. As revealed in the latest DevVision video, NetEase is beginning Operation Shield the Community. Yeah, guys, they definitely care about shielding us. This operation will bring many improvements, but the developer will likely face some backlash over it. As a multiplayer game, it's no surprise that Marvel Rivals is full of toxicity. No, it's filled with bantering. I understand that there are always going to be people who are going to push the lines and say something that's maybe really offensive or a slur, something that makes you uncomfortable, but that's the beautiful part of it being a video game is, first of all, you can shut off the game if it's really bothering you, if someone's being mean to you, but there are already systems in place like the mute button and the block button to ignore people if you don't want to have to deal with them anymore. It says season 3.5 will take a big step in the right direction, but it will come with a cost. I always think that it's funny when journalists say that control is always the step in a right direction. In my opinion, it is not. You already have these systems in place in order to allow gamers to edit their experience, I guess we'll say, right? Because if I want to listen to one person on my team but nobody else, I can mute everybody else or block everybody else, but only listen to that one person, whether that's my friend, whether it's somebody I was randomly matched with, it doesn't really matter. There are tools in place and people should be required to use them. Everybody in general should not be monitored and controlled because a couple of people in-game are bothered by certain words or phrases or activities that other gamers in the match are doing. And I know that multiplayer games can become really heated really quickly, but at the end of the day, it's banter. Get used to it. We've been hearing a lot about censorship and monitoring on the internet, and especially in the video game industry over the past couple of weeks, and they claim that it's all happening so that people are protected, but we know that it's really just about power and control. Look at an organization like Collective Shout, for example. Do you really think that they care about protecting women and young girls? Of course not. They care about the power and the influence that they can gain and ultimately the control they can gain out of our industry. It's like Spotify saying, oh, we're going to delete your account if you don't identify yourself if we ask you to. YouTube is putting AI systems in place. We have video games putting systems in place. They want to monitor our every move on the internet and when we're playing our games, and I think that that is, of course, absurd. Now, We had heard all the way back in 2019 that Microsoft had planned to implement an AI system, and they've definitely evolved it over time. If you didn't know, it was introducing customizable filters that let gamers choose the vocabulary they see in messages from friends and rival players. The 4 levels of filtering range from child friendly through to entirely unfiltered. Now, in a blog, Microsoft had said the filters would be trialed with Xbox testers in October of 2019 and then rolled out to all users on its console later in the year. Players would be able to decide what level of filtering they wanted to apply to their interactions with friends or people they take on in games, it was said. And that sounded fine because it's putting control into players' hands. I could turn these filters off if I wanted to. That's okay. Though, fast forwarding several years, and we're talking about what they're doing now, is Xbox launches new voice reporting feature, empowering players with the option to capture and report inappropriate in-game voice chat. So they were letting you record certain clips of people and then report it. And yes, they basically had said once you report it, that voice log is inaccessible to a player, but that is crazy how far they are willing to go. They are basically telling you, oh, it's perfectly fine to sit here and record it, and then you can capture it, and then you can send it off to us, and then we'll end up listening to it again. Like, my gosh. And now we basically know that it's not actual human beings that are looking over it or listening to these clips. It's just an AI. So there are times where an AI is inaccurate and then your account gets banned based off of a clip somebody made and it shouldn't have been recorded in the first place. And then the AI says, you know what? Sure, you felt the need to report this, so we're going to ban this person. Then your purchases could be ripped away from you. Like, censorship is such a slippery slope. And again, it was all under the guise of protection. They claimed that they wanted to protect people because gamers are so toxic. Evidence capture empowers each of us to actively support one another, report incidents that are inappropriate, and ultimately provide better protection for all players. You see their wording and how it's always consistently, we're trying to protect people. No, you're absolutely not. And I expect a lot more companies to be doing this. And the worst part is that when we are living in an age of an overwhelming amount of live service games, they require you to be connected to the internet at all times, and you're always in a server if you're playing their game. It just makes me feel even more uncomfortable. So I'll definitely be keeping my eye on situations like this. But now we do know that Marvel Rivals is going to automatically record all in-game voice chats to shield the community from toxic behavior. And given the state of the internet and censorship and monitoring that we've been hearing about over the past couple of weeks, yeah, this definitely doesn't seem like a coincidence, and it is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.